the biggest thing that my mom always taught me when I was young, she said, you can always learn from somebody, whether a bum on the street or the richest person in the room at that time. It's your job to just show up and always be observant before you say a word. So for me to be able to see a lot of agents who come in with no experience and even see how they interact and talk on the phone, how charismatic they are, that taught me a lot too. From a person who, BT, that's my guy. BT, he came in and he has a full Medicare book of business. He doesn't have to do final expense or phone sales or nothing, but he decided to humble himself and come into an environment and learn from me and learn from other people in the room who has less experience in the industry as a whole to be able to help grow his book of business as well on the life insurance side. So I was just able to learn from every single person, in the room. It was just incredible.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. I want to take a minute to set up the next several episodes that we're going to be doing and releasing here on our channel. And we're excited because we had offered and extended an opportunity to do a telesales life insurance training boot camp, a life insurance telesales training boot camp. It's a 3-day intensive right here in the Louisville market. And we had people take us up on that from around the country. Bunch of different agencies, I think 8 different states represented in here, about 12 people. We're running this from 2 weeks back to back with a full house of 12 people where we can give time and attention and coaching for people as they are attempting to make sales over the phone. Quite a different environment for a lot of them who's never done that, who've only ever done face-to-face sales. For some, they're brand new agents just getting started, and this is their entry point in learning how to do life insurance sales, and they want to learn how to do it over the phone. This is an opportunity that we know is growing rapidly in our space, and so we wanted to make an environment available for people to come in and learn and train and get coached in real time. A lot of training sessions, people attend an event, they sit, they take notes for 2 days, and then they go home and try to apply them. This is an event where they come in, they take notes, then they get on the phones and immediately begin to implement that. And we create an environment where they're learning from each other. It's been really cool to watch. You're going to get to meet some really cool people from around the country, hear their stories, and get to hear about the takeaways and the things that they've been learning in this collaborative environment. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we hope you enjoy. We have a special guest in house with us this week for our intensive life insurance telesales boot camp. Not only a special guest, a special attendee, but a mentor. This guy has been killing it. He's been on the show before and decided that he wanted to come be a part of this and bring a bunch of new team members that are just learning. So we're excited, man, to welcome Jalon Talley from True Wealth Financial, Columbus, Ohio, back to the Life Insurance Academy podcast. Welcome back, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me again. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So this is a different week, right? We've got this boot camp going on here, this 3-day intensive.
Yep.
And you decided not just to come back yourself, but to bring some people with you.
Of course.
Why did you want to be here this week for this telesales environment?
Yeah. I truly believe that when you can put yourself in an environment with people who are like-minded, headed in the same direction that you're looking to head, it can help you get there faster. Right. I know that putting yourself in the right environments can be conducive to people's success, because especially for phone sales, it can be very daunting calling in a 4-walled house or whatever of office you're in by yourself, and you don't have that support. So bringing agents in to be able to experience something different exposes them to different, which means their results are going to be a little bit different. So I'm excited for them.
Yeah. And now you've had an interesting journey. You and Mike Cortang, if you do a callback, and I'm sure Adam will throw a link in there somewhere to a callback to their video.
Yeah.
And that video is doing very well, by the way. Over 14,000 views, I think, so far.
Man, that's good.
On that video, and it's still climbing. It's like in the top 5.
Hey, that's because of you and Chris, man. You guys are some amazing people.
I would like to think so, but some of our other videos have nowhere near that views, and it's just us. So I think it had something to do with you guys. But you were interviewing with us then, and we featured your company, and you've been blowing up since then. And you've gone from field sales and focusing on the final expense market to transitioning to add a separate division for life insurance telesales.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, and why did you do that?
For me, I always do it for other people. From day one, I've always said, okay, how can I have a greater impact on people's lives? Whether my clients, now it's agents. And I was always thinking about, the female agent in this perspective, because I want to make sure we can put them in a comfortable environment where they're not getting hit on by, some interesting people in the world.
Or unsafe situations.
Yeah, unsafe situations. So I was always thinking about them. I had a lot of success in the field. Really didn't want to transition out because I had a ton of fun in the field, but just thinking about them made me want to master telesales. And that kind of got me here.
So how hard was it for you to make the transition? Did it come easy to you?
It did not. No, I had to humble
myself. What do you
myself.
mean? The Jalon Talley? It didn't come easy?
It did not. No, I had to humble myself. I had to relearn, put myself in environments where people who had the results that I was looking for and get coached again. And, I found a mentor, found a coach who been able to teach me her ways to show me how to become a better phone sales agent because believe it or not, it's a little bit different than field sales. So we've been able to have some success after hiring that. So my first 60 days, I struggled, and I contemplated getting
2 months.
2 months, yeah.
You felt like you were losing for 2 months?
I was getting my butt whooped.
Would that be a safe word?
Yeah, I was getting my butt whooped. For the first 60 days, contemplated getting back in the field, but I always remember.
You're like, have I lost it?
I thought about it.
You were questioning yourself, weren't you?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm going to get back in the field. I'm going to go back to what's comfortable, but something reminded me. They say that your comfort zone is your broke zone, or you can say your comfort zone is your death zone. So I always said, okay, if I want to grow an agency, I have to be able to scale out to be able to provide something for other people where they're uncomfortable in situations.
Yeah. So you're coming into this week. There's going to be 12, 14 people in a room, dialing, monitors, spreadsheets, leads, dialers, click the dial, scripts.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's getting in. Numbers are going up on the board.
Yep.
How were you feeling coming in and bringing new agents into that environment? Yeah. Brand new agents who are trying to transition into this business. Were you nervous? Were you anxious? Were you excited for them? Tell me about what that felt like.
A little bit of all emotions. Coming up to the Kentucky, I was super excited, to see everyone. But I was a little bit nervous coming in like the first day. Yeah. Just because I really want to make sure everybody is having some success. Typically for me, when I'm looking at an agent and they're not doing as well, I want to stop my production and go and be like, hey, give me your phone. Let me help you out a little bit. So I was a little nervous, but going through it all, I'm seeing a lot of people learn and develop because they put themselves in this environment. And what I wasn't able to, I guess, convey in a way to be able to teach them properly, they learned from other people in the room, and they got the message a little differently. It was said differently, but they received it, and now they're getting some better results, which is amazing.
Yeah. What was it? What's the environment like? If you had to say some things that you've seen agents learning, maybe you've learned from other people in the room, not us, not Chris, not Roger, but not some of the other people, because you've been doing telesales now at a pretty good level and having some decent success. So people are kind of looking to you as a mentor. Yeah. And I'm sure we got some more sales being posted out there. I just heard another rally. Yep. People are cheering for each other. That's cool. But so people are kind of looking to you as one of the mentors in the room, one of the kind of the coaches, the player coaches, in the room. And I know there's going to be people talking about your influence on them. Have you taken some influence and some nuggets from other people? What are some takeaways that you've gotten just from being in this environment yourself?
Yeah, the biggest thing that my mom always taught me when I was young, she said, you can always learn from somebody, whether a bum on the street or the richest person in the room at that time. It's your job to just show up and always be observant before you say a word. So for me to be able to see a lot of agents who come in with no experience and even see how they interact and talk on the phone, how charismatic they are, that taught me a lot too. From a person who, BT, that's my guy. BT, he came in and he has a full Medicare book of business. He doesn't have to do final expense or phone sales or nothing. but he decided to humble himself and come into an environment and learn from me and learn from other people in the room who has less experience in the industry as a whole to be able to help grow his book of business as well on the life insurance side. So I was just able to learn from every single person, in the room. It was just incredible.
Some of the coaching sessions in the mornings and then some of the debriefs at night, we were able to share some things, particularly the ones in the evening, kind of when we were wrapping our day. And I know the one last night was kind of meaningful and a lot of people spoke up. What were some meaningful moments that you were able to take away from those sessions when you're hearing from other people about their day and what they're learning? What's some things that struck you, some takeaways for you from that?
The biggest thing is just really figuring out why you're here. Why did you travel from the other side of the country? You have agents from Texas, agents from Florida, Georgia, a lot of different people coming.
Iowa,
Idaho. Yeah, a lot of different places coming to learn in one environment, and everybody showed up for a reason, and the biggest takeaway I got was, okay, well, why did you travel all this way? And everybody had their unique reasons on why they showed up. Everybody's looking to get better. And for me, it's just understanding why I'm here. And the reason why I'm here, man, is because I just generally want to see other people win, and have them help them have a bigger impact on their industry, as a whole. So I learned a lot.
What are some things that you would say are most important? I'm going to ask you a couple questions now about the actual fundamentals of a telesale experience.
Yeah.
What are some of the most important things a telesales agent needs to remember that they must accomplish in order to be effective in telesales? What are some things that they must accomplish in that interaction with the client?
There's quite a few. But the biggest thing I will say is when you're on the phone with the client, just know why you're on the phone with them. Figure out what their reason is, why they requested the information. The more you can get down to the reason why they requested the information, their true reasoning, the better you'll do. A lot of people for phone sales, they get, hey, well, I want to think about it, or I need to speak to my daughter. But if you can speak to them enough and really discover why they requested the information, very rarely will you get that during the close because you already brought out why they requested information. So there's no need for them to think about it because you already pinpointed all the reasons why they requested it. So discovering why the client requested the information will be number one.
Getting to their real need.
Exactly.
Getting to the thing that moves them emotionally.
Exactly.
Yeah? That internal need, right?
Yep.
We did a coaching call this morning. You were able to jump on our Life Insurance Academy coaching call, and we talked about those three levels of need. First one being external, and then that internal. Yep. Why do you think that internal need for people, even in all of us, right? Whether you're sitting face-to-face with a client or whether you're on the phone with a client, why is that internal need important to connect with? And how do you get there?
Yeah.
I know you said discovering it, but I want to give some tangible tools on how agents can actually get there to uncover what that internal need is for their client, whether it's over the phone or face-to-face, but in this case, over the phone.
Yeah, no, that's good. External needs will get you motivated, get you a quick boost of energy, but internal motivators will be able to keep you going. It keeps you disciplined, as an agent, which you need in this business. The best way to really get there for an agent is just really figuring out, what are the biggest reasons, one of the things that they, dislike. For me, I dislike seeing my mom struggling. Yeah. So for me, I'm going to make sure I sit on the phone and I'm going to dial and make sure that I can make up enough money and get enough money. So if she asks me for anything, she'll be fine. When it comes to the client, really just figuring out what their needs are, not accepting a surface level response. Well, why'd you request information? Well, I just want to make sure my burial expenses are taken care of. Okay, well, why is that important to you? Have you experienced a funeral recently, or do you simply not have anything in place? Well, I don't have anything in place. Okay, well, what's been the biggest reason why you haven't put anything in place? How long have you been looking for coverage? Who passed away?
Have you had a health incident that's made you think about this?
Yeah, exactly.
Any of those questions.
Just asking in-depth questions for the client. Somebody once told me if you ask why 7 times, it eventually will be able to get you to the ultimate reason.
Yeah, the real answer.
The real answer.
The real reason.
Yeah. So having like a presentation, a script where you can just go in depth and asking those deep questions will help the client be able to undiscover, why they truly requested information.
Yeah, we talk about in training in that 5 fundamentals of a one called close. I do a training on that. Talk about that. There's belief, trust, stakes, options, solutions. We talk about the 5 steps really that you need to cover in any type of meaningful sales presentation to move people to a better place. I say that sales professionals, their desire should be to take your products and services and move people to a better place. If you can't, you shouldn't do it, because then you're just moving yourself to a better place. And that is not the reason that you should be in this industry, especially our life industry, right? And so on the belief side and the trust side, there are a couple components. We talk about trust is established through authority and empathy. And what you've been speaking about asking questions is really the best way to demonstrate empathy, because when you can ask enough questions and understand someone's family situation, understand that their brother was just diagnosed with cancer, or they lost a sister-in-law, or their spouse passed away and didn't have any coverage, or a family member is terminally ill and they're thinking about their own mortality now for the first time seriously. Like, you got to ask enough questions to be able to get them to reveal some of that to you.
Yeah.
Because that's really what's going on inside of them. Yeah. I don't have enough coverage and I want to know how much these are.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a surface level answer. And a lot of agents in telesales can easily get into a transaction mode, right? Transaction mode.
Yeah.
And true empathy is not ever established with a client transactionally.
Nope, not at all.
Right? Because you got to go to that next level question.
Yeah.
Of course, then once you know your craft, that's where the authority comes out. So when you're speaking with confidence and you're asking questions to get there, they know they're talking with somebody who's done this before, who understands their situation and can help them. How important is it for agents to be able to develop both of those, to go there with clients? And then if they do that effectively, what happens to all those objections people normally get at the end?
Yeah, a lot of people like to run away from objections, during their presentation. I say that's the worst thing you possibly can do, because if you run away from objections in the presentation, it's only going to come up during the close.
Exactly. Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they say, hey, I have got a lot of objections at the end, well, I can say, okay, well, something was off in your presentation. It's either one or two reasons why the client's not going to buy for you, or they say they want to think about it. One, they don't like you, or two, you didn't inform them enough.
Correct.
So one thing that really helped me out is, my mentor a while ago taught me, he said, questions are to sales as breath is to life.
To life, yes. Yep.
So the more effective questions you can have, the better you will do.
Correct.
So for me is, when it comes to any type of client, I'm making sure that I'm putting myself out the situation. I'm having empathy, like you always teach, to hear from the client and why they actually are looking for life insurance. I'm not thinking about my own pockets. I genuinely want to help that client out. One thing that a lot of people need to know is, as a life insurance agent, we are 1099 workers.
Yeah.
Right? And that makes us an entrepreneur. And our job as an entrepreneur is to be able to discover the reason why the client needs the life insurance, and discover what their problem is, and we have to come back with a solution. So if we aren't able to find and truly define like the reason why they're requesting information, how can you offer a valuable solution to their problem?
Mm-hmm. You said something that one of your mentors said to you in the past that stuck out to me, and it's about the value you bring to the market. Why don't you share that concept?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite lines. He said, your income will be directly correlated to the value that you bring to the given marketplace. So simply put, if you want to make more money, have a better impact, the more impact
bring
you
more
have,
value.
Bring more value.
And how you bring more value to a client over the phone is understanding their situation, so that you're presenting a solution to their problem.
Exactly.
Which makes them sleep better at night, which makes them feel good about themselves, not selling them a policy because you can make $1,000.
Exactly. Yeah. And
there's a difference in the approach.
Huge difference. A lot of people say, well, I'm in the sales industry. If you're coming off as a salesperson, you're not going to make that much money. Mm-hmm. That's why I truly believe that, women and nurses in this business who have a caregiver background, they do a lot better than a lot of people.
They crush it. They crush it. Yeah.
Because they know empathy. They know exactly how to take themselves out of the situation and truly care for people. And the faster that you can do that as an agent, the more success you'll have.
Yeah. So what are you hoping your new guys take out of here? How cool was it to see your new guys break through and put apps up on the board?
Amazing, man. I'm happy to see them. You know, some of them have no experience, so they came into this environment and, you know, did pretty good. You know,
Farrah came in from all the way from Georgia.
all the way from
Took
Georgia.
time off work.
Yes, yes.
How exciting was to see her put up that first sale last night on the board.
I knew it was gonna come for her, you know, but I just knew like she was gonna eventually put something up. I know she was getting a little bit frustrated, you know, because she hasn't done anything yet over the phone, and she made some investments. But to see her get her first deal, to see that diligence that she had, and that resilience she had, to be able to go back and close that deal, it was a nice size one too.
Yeah.
To see her faces sparkle up and smile, man, it really made me feel good. It made me feel like I wrote that policy.
That's right. That's right.
So it was amazing to see.
It was good to see Greg break through today too.
It was
Post up.
Yeah, Greg, Caroline, and you know Trey's doing his thing as well. So
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, you got a bunch of people in there winning. So
Yeah.
It's cool to see that, man. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for pouring into the team. You always do. You guys are building something special over there at True Wealth with you and Michael.
Yep.
And we're excited to have you. And just like your shirt says, I think you're made for impact.
Thank you, man.
And you got another slogan. What's that other slogan? It's called Impact Over
Income.
Impact Over Income. And if you focus on impact over income, you will always have that significant opportunity to do something meaningful in someone's life. And it's no longer a transaction, but it's a meaningful human interaction that changes somebody else and ultimately changes you. So thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for joining me on this interview with Jalon Talley. We hope it was insightful. If you want to learn more about how you can participate on a training boot camp like this, or you just simply want to learn more about how to sell life insurance over the phone, you know how to reach us. Leave us a message in the comments or shoot us a DM on any of our socials, and we'll be happy to assist. There's more coming. Stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast.